Okay, this is homework for Thursday, February 4th. It's almost the weekend, yay! So you should have already done problems 22 to 31 in your book, and you're just here for correction, hopefully in a different colored pen. Okay, number 21 is a simple two-step equation. So as we've been practicing now for a while, I want to get rid of what's with the x, so I subtracted 4 on both sides. Then I divided by 3 on both sides and got x equals 2. Now 22 is a little different. We've seen these before, but not recently. It has x on both sides. I have 6x over here on this side of the equal sign and 4x over here on this side of the equal sign. I want to move my x to one side. So I'm either going to subtract 6x from here or subtract 4x from here. I don't like working with negatives because if I did 4x minus 6x, I'd end up with a negative. So I'm going to subtract 4x from this side. And whatever I do on one side, I have to do from the other. And I have to subtract it from the 6x because these are like terms because they both have x's with them. I can't subtract it from the 3 because the 3 doesn't have an x with it. So it goes away on this side. 6x minus 4x is 2x, and bring down what's left of the equation. Okay, now I have a simple two-step problem. I need to get rid of the 3. I end up with 2x equals 8. Now simply divide on both sides, and I have x equals 4 as my final answer. Okay, number 23, another simple two-step problem. I needed to add 3 on both sides, then divide by 6 on both sides. I end up with x equals 2.3. Okay, number 24, again, another two-step problem. I subtracted 5 on both sides to get rid of it. Then I have to divide by 3 on both sides, and I end up with negative 2/3 x. I left it as a fraction because it's easier. Okay, number 25. Hopefully you guys didn't get stumped on this just because there's a fraction. Okay, again, I want to get x by itself, and I need to get rid of what's being added or subtracted with the x, which is this minus 1/2. So I'm going to do opposite and add 1/2. 4x equals, and then 8 plus 1/2 is just 8.5. Okay, now I need to get rid of the 4 by dividing. And I just simply did this on my calculator and turned it into a fraction. And it was a decimal, 2.125. I did 8.5 divided by 4 and got that. Okay, 26. Again, I want to get rid of what's being added or subtracted on the side with the x. So I'm going to add 4 on both sides to get rid of it. Bring down my x over 2 equals negative 5 plus 4 is negative 1. Now to get rid of the 2, I do opposite operation. This is dividing here. So opposite is multiplying on both sides by 2. So x equals negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. Okay, 27. Again, I have x on both sides. I have 3x over here and negative 2x over here. And I want to get x onto one side. So I'm going to add 2x to both sides, which gets rid of this one. 3x plus 2x is 5x, plus 3 equals negative 12. Bring down what's left. And now I have a simple two-step problem. I'm going to subtract 3 on both sides. 5x equals negative 15. Then divide by 5 on both sides. And I get x equals negative 3. Alright, 28. Okay, again, a lot of you guys kind of freak out when you see something different, but just think about it one step at a time. Again, I have x on both sides, and I need to get this x over here. So this is the same as 1/4 x. This reads as 1/4 x, and this is 3/4 x. So I'm going to subtract my 1/4 x on both sides. These cancel out. So I have 3/4 minus 1/4. Well, that's simple. 3/4 minus 1/4 is 2/4 x minus 6. Okay, now a simple two-step problem. I'm going to add 6 on both sides to get rid of it. -4 plus 6 is 2 equals 2/4 x. Now this is 2/4 times x, so I'm going to divide both sides by 2/4. So 2 divided by 2/4, 2/4 goes into 2 4 times. Because think, 2/4 is the same as 50, 0.50. It's a half. So how many times does 0.50 or half go into 2? It goes in 4 times, so x equals 4. Okay, number 29. This one is asking you to tell me if the statement is true or false and prove it. So think way back when we started solving equations at the beginning of the year, and we see parentheses, we know we have to distribute. So I take my outside number, the 6, and distribute it to the 12, and distribute it to the -5. Distributing means I'm going to be multiplying. So I have 6 times 12, which is 72. And then 6 times -5 is -30. Bring down my greater than sign, 50. Now I hope you're able to read this sign. Whatever the mouth or the opening is pointing to should be the greater side. So this reads as 6 times the quantity of 12 minus 5 is greater than 50. Now I reduce it to 72 minus 30 is greater than 50. So I have one last step. I do 72 minus 30, which is 42, is greater than 50. So when I read it, I know if it's true or false. 42 is greater than 50? False. That is not correct. 42 is not greater than or bigger than 50. Okay, 30. This comes down to, I hope you guys remember from like 6th grade, PEMDAS, where it said P is parentheses, exponents, multiplying, dividing, adding, subtracting. That's the order we go in. So here, I had to multiply out to get rid of the fraction, or sorry, the parentheses, because that's the first thing to do in PEMDAS, is to get rid of the parentheses. I distribute. Okay, we don't have any parentheses in this problem. We don't have any exponents, but we have multiplying. So I do the multiplying first. 3 times 5 is 15. Bring down my -4 is greater than 6. Okay, I don't have any division, no addition, but I have subtraction. 15 minus 4 is 11. So this reads 11 is greater than 6. That is correct. So it is true. Okay, so I shouldn't only see your answer true or false. I also need to see your work on these problems. Okay, last one. Again, remind you of PEMDAS. I hope you all remember this. Okay, do I have parentheses? No. Do I have exponents? No. Do I have multiplying? Yes. So even though the multiplying comes second when I read from left to right, I always do it first. I'm not going to do 10 minus 5 first. I'm going to do 5 times 4 first. So drop down my 10 minus, and then 5 times 4 is 20, is greater than 0. And I don't have division, I don't have addition, I have subtraction. 10 minus 20 is -10, is greater than 0. So, true or false? -10 greater than 0? That is false. A negative number is not bigger than 0. Alright, your secret message for today is to tell me one thing you learned from this video, whether it be PEMDAS or distributing, or how to get x onto one side, or solving equations with fractions, anything. And if you are super honest and say you didn't learn anything, then okay, I will accept that also. All right, see you tomorrow.